Hello everyone, welcome back again. Today we're going to paint the wheels on the truck. Now, a number of months ago I said I really don't like the black rims, and I finally cut out some time to fool with these. I have some extra roller tires that I bought so I could put them on the truck and get the truck outside, get it out of my way while I work on the rims. They're going to be on the While I work on the rims, they're going to be on the truck permanently. We're going to start by cleaning up the old rims. A couple of them have some rust. I'm going to use a wire wheel and clean them up. Use some solvent to get any grease or grime off of them. We're going to put a layer of primer on them, give them a light sanding, and then do some painting. So things you need to do this is some rattle can paint. Wire wheel helps, not necessary. If you are going to use the wire wheel, you want some safety glasses on, especially with the side protectors on there, because those little wires, let me grab one for you. These little wires do fly out of here when you're using it, so you definitely want some good glasses and side shields on there so you don't lose an eye, as they say. Kid, you put an eye out. So let's get started and we'll start cleaning the rims. So what I did here was just build a small containment area out of cardboard so that as those wires fly out of the wire brush, it'll just hit the cardboard and fall down on the floor, just to make it a little bit easier cleanup for me when I get done with all this. Alright, next thing I'm going to do to the rims is scuff them up with some 120 sandpaper so that the primer will adhere to them a little bit better. Alright, well, here we go. Two of these rims were in pretty good shape and just needed a little bit of cleanup, not much at all. The other two were a bit more surface rust and needed more of the wire brush to get them cleaned up. But I'm going to use a solvent now to get all the dust and everything off of them, any brake dust, anything from the wire brushing, and we'll go from there. So I got those sanded down. Next thing I'm going to do is clean up all the dust with some DuPont Prep-Sol solvent. We'll get those cleaned up and get ready to put a coat of primer on them next. Ah yes, the joys of filming by yourself. I don't know at what point the battery died, but I ended up going over the rims 3 times with the Prep-Sol. Wanted to make sure I got them good and clean so that the primer will be able to adhere with no dust or anything underneath. I'm not looking for perfection, but I would like it to look good from, say, 3 to 5 feet plus. So anyway, did the rims 3 times. I feel pretty confident that I got all the dust off of them. I got them cleaned up good. I'm gonna let them air dry for a little bit now. And then once I feel that they're good and air dry, I've got some index cards to put around the rims to keep the primer and paint off of the tires. We'll put the index cards in there and get a coat of primer on it. Probably 2 coats of primer. We'll see how it looks after the first one, and we'll go from there. Let me give you a quick shot of what it looks like after cleaning. This was one of the better of the rims, these first 2. They just needed a little bit of wire brushing. And then these next 2 needed the more extensive work on them. But they all are looking good. They feel smooth. And they are ready for a coat of primer. Alright, I'm going to start with the 3x5 index cards. We'll put them around the tires and get ready to put some primer on them. I can already tell this is going to take a while. So I'll bring you back when I get all done. Everybody's working outside today. Let me give you a quick shot of these. I've got them all surrounded with the 3x5 cards. On the valves, I put some gloves. I cut the fingers off and put them over the valves so I don't get any paint on those. And I was going to do this outside, but it's pretty darn windy. So I decided to do it right at the edge of the garage door here. And I got cardboard underneath there, so any overspray that goes underneath will be caught. So we'll get going on this. Alright, I've got 3 coats on. They've been drying for about 30 minutes now. And they turned out pretty darn good, I think. So good that I'm not going to sand the primer. I don't really see a need to do that. It laid out pretty darn smooth. If this was a body panel, I would consider doing that. But being that it's wheels that are going to get brake dust on them, you know, God knows what else, they're going to have to be washed frequently to get that brake dust off. I just don't see a need to sand them. So it's a timer going off. So we're going to proceed with laying some paint on them, see how that comes out. And they're sitting right there, and I think this is going to go good. So let's get started, and we'll put some paint on those things. So I want to give you a quick look. I know it's hard to tell in the camera, and they actually look blue, but that is gray primer. And they just really, I mean, they really turned out nice, I think. Here goes coat number 3, and I do notice that the paint builds up on the tip a little bit, so I've been taking a paper towel, kind of cleaning it off so I don't get so much spitter and spatter. All right. I just finished up the 3rd coat, and give you a tally here. I used about 1.5 cans of this, don't know how well you can see that, Duplicolor primer, filler primer. about a can and a half, maybe a can and 3/4. These are 12-ounce cans. And I used the Perfect Match by Duplicolor Wimbledon White. These are 8-ounce cans, and I used almost all 3 cans on the wheels. Now, on the last coat, again, I put it a little bit heavy. They also recommend on a can to use their clear coat over it. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I think it turned out pretty good. I'll see what it looks like tomorrow. I'm going to let these dry overnight. I'll get the tires mounted on the truck tomorrow. I'll put up a couple of pictures right here so you can see what they look like after they got done painted. And we'll mount the tires back on the truck tomorrow, and I'll give you some pictures at the end of the video of what the truck looks like before and after. So I hope this video didn't stretch out too long. It seems like it's going to be a long one, but hopefully not. I appreciate you stopping by, spending some of your day with me today. I really do appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it gives you some motivation to get out and get your wheels painted or do a little bit of work on your vehicle, whatever it needs. So thanks for stopping by again. I'll see you the next time. Take care. Well, she's all finished. Let's do a quick walk around. Let's fill this whole thing again.